Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Doing another video here um, of the Terra monsoon misting system here. I figured I'd give a review and also show you how to set it up, and actually how to set it up the best way for your cage if you have a screen cage. Um, but we'll get into that here in a little bit. But there are a lot of mixed reviews. A lot of people say, the timer, doesn't work and everything, and the pump goes out, or, your nozzles get clogged and stuff like that. So, um, the best thing I could tell you to do is to use distilled water, which takes out a lot of the minerals and calcium that causes the build up and clogs, your pump and your nozzles. But I've had this system for about 6 months now, and I haven't had any issues. So whatever issues you're having, you obviously are probably using just regular tap water. But um, but yeah, to set this up is fairly easy. It's actually very, very easy. All you do is you just um, get your adapter, you plug that in, and then you plug it in to the back of the pump here. And then what you do is you want to set it for whatever reason, whatever time frame, your cycle, which is which means like 1 hour, um, 2 hours. Let's get a little bit closer here so y'all can see this. Um, you got your 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour, 8 hour, 12, 16, 20, and 24. Um, that's your hours, and then your duration is: do you want it every? Do you want it to last for 4 seconds? Do you want it to miss for 4 seconds, 8 seconds, 12 seconds, 16, 20, 30, 60, all the way up to 2 minutes? Um, I have mine set between like 2.5 hours to 3 hours for 60 minutes because I have a extra large screen cage, so I want to make sure that the whole thing gets misted fairly well. But um, but to get this thing going, you want to make sure you have enough hose for your cage, because you just don't want to cut it and then you be too short on your hose, and you do want to cut it down because if you just hook it up, you're gonna lose pressure if you use all the I think it's 15 feet of hose. So I cut it down quite a bit. But and then before you turn it on, make sure you fill it up at least halfway. Because with a nice little protection cap, a little strainer there to catch anything that falls in there. Excuse me for my kids here. So, but sorry about that, guys. I'm gonna try not to make this an extremely long video here, but yeah, you wanna, before you turn it on and everything, you want to make sure that you position your nozzles. What I did is I positioned my nozzles in my cage, everything like that, to make sure I had them in the right position and everything, because you don't want to cut your hose and then position your nozzles and everything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I did this, and the best easy way to do this is, as you can see, I got one nozzle in the corner here, I got one right here in the corner, and then one in this corner here. So it's spraying right in the middle and off to the side here. So all these plants and everything get nice and wet. But the only bad thing about when you position the nozzles, you're gonna see if you can kind of see. I had to poke a hole in here so the nozzle can go through inside the cage. Just don't stab it. Kind of, measure a little bit. So, because if you have a big hole in here, your crickets or whatnot, or bugs and everything that you feed your chameleon, will get out. So, I mean, I made sure to have just enough to where, my crickets and stuff won't get out. Instead of having all the hoses all over the place and everything, and having all, a bunch of hoses and whatever, around, what I did is I took the tubing and went straight across right next to this here. And then I took some flower wire and just put it right next to here, as you can see, through here and then underneath here. Like I said, I'm showing you the best way how to do this, and it also looks fairly nice too, and it just doesn't look tacky. But like I said, I went all the way down and then came across here with more wire, and I did it to the exact same side. And then I came right down towards the middle of the cage here. Like I said, I got a big cage here, so, but I came close to the middle, and then I went pretty much straight down behind the cage. So, as you can see, I come straight up from the cage, back of the cage, over, all the way to the corner as best as I could, and then bring it all the way next to here, to where the nozzle's at. And then you can just play with your nozzles here and everything to position them just right. That is the most easiest and I think nicest way to do it, instead of having a bunch of hoses all over the place and everything. So, and after you do that, like I said, don't cut your hose. Bring it all the way down until you know for sure how much, hose you have. And then you connect it to here, which you just push right down in there all the way until it stops. And then you turn your on button here, and that light will come on, and it should pump out all the air and everything. And then when you start getting mist, then you turn it to cycle here, and that will start your time and everything. So then you can just set it and forget it. And as you can see, let me open this up again. I got it on right now, so y'all can see it. I mean, it does do a fine mist and everything. Like I said, it gets all the plants and everything. Like I said, it does a good job. It's nice and wet in here and everything, and it keeps the humidity up and everything. So, yeah, it's a nice unit and everything. So, like I said, you can adjust these nozzles in any way you want to, up, down, side to side and everything. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy to set up and everything. Like I said, I recommend it to anybody. Just make sure you use distilled water, and you will, I don't think, have any issues here. So, and then once when, like I just did, I turned it on. But once when you hit that cycle button, it will mist again for the time frame that you have it set on. So actually he's getting a double misting now, but that's okay. But yeah, like I said, I highly recommend it as long as you use distilled water. And just a tip, if you go to the pet store, they will price match off of Amazon. Instead of paying $140 for this, you can only pay, you can get it for like $70. So damn near half the price. And then if you want to, another tip is find out when PetSmart has their friends and family night. That is an additional 15% off the price. So, like I said, I got this for like $62, so it's definitely worth it. And I hope this video helps you out. And if you have any questions, comments or anything like that, feel free to comment or whatever. I do have more videos on chameleon setups and stuff like that. Mainly, my chameleon setups are for panthers. So if you want to go check out my other videos, I got great tips on there and everything. So hope you enjoyed this video, and go check out my other videos.